Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back here to another edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys checking today's video out, making some time for it. And guys, today we're going to be talking about the best knot you can tie, any bass fisherman can tie. This is going to really maximize their time on the water, so we're going to get into that in today's video. Real quick guys, just a couple quick housekeeping tips. Just like to invite everybody out there, if you haven't had a chance, to consider subscribing to Intuitive Angling here. Right now, I think I told you guys last week, we've only got 40% of the people that watch these videos are subscribing to the channel. So if you like the content here, one of the best ways you can help out is to subscribe to the channel. So much appreciated with that. Okay guys, here's the deal. This is going to surprise you a little bit, what the best knot is here. The best knot that any angler can tie is the knot that you can tie quickest and the most efficient. That is the number one thing. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain what I mean by that, and also in the description here, guys, I'm going to put the link to several videos I've done on different knots, like the Palomar knot, the double uni knot, the clinch knot, the loop knot. I've done videos on a lot of different knots on specifically how to tie them. It'll show you how to tie them. But that being said, like I said, the best knot that you can tie is the one you can tie the quickest and the fastest, because the point of that is any knot that you tie, I don't care if it's the simplest knot, like just a simple clinch knot, versus a super complicated knot like some of the double uni knots that I'm talking about. The break strength or the break level on those particular knots, they're not that far apart. It's like every knot out there is going to be at least 90+%. You're not going to have a lot of knots that fail unless you tie them incorrectly. But the reason the best knot that you can tie is the knot that you can tie the quickest is it encourages you to retie. Most of the time, your knot is not going to fail. It's not your knot that's going to cause you to break off or lose fish. It's the fact that you've frayed your line. And a lot of people, they don't retie enough, especially if it takes them a long time to tie, because they just don't want to take the time to do it. Or say, for example, it's windy out or it's really rough in the boat and they don't want to sit down and have to retie a knot. So they go without retying. Now, the thing about breaking off from frays and damage on your line is this can occur a lot easier than what you realize, because one of the easiest ways to break your line is to get a bird's nest. If you get a bird's nest in a bait cast reel, it burns the line and will damage it where it breaks real easy. And the other things, you've got different type of objects under the water, like rock, wood, metal, some type of barnacles if you fish tide water. Any type of object down there can, fray the line. And I don't, when I'm talking about fraying, I don't mean like a real obvious where the line is like rough and shoot up. If you take line and you put it between your lips, a lot of times you can feel some abrasion with your lips that you can't feel with your fingers. And that reduces the breaking strength on your line out there. So if you can tie a knot fast and quick and efficient, and you get into the discipline and you get into the habit of retying often, even if you don't think you need it, then that is the best knot to tie. Because another thing, let's say, for example, you're throwing a crankbait or a spinnerbait where you're making a bunch of long casts and you're really casting that lure a long way. Think of the stress that it actually puts on your line, especially close to your knot down there, and that will fatigue and weaken the line as well too. So get comfortable with a certain knot and just tie it often. If I could give you one knot to tie that I think is the best and the easiest to tie, it would be a simple Palomar knot. A Palomar knot is a great knot. I still tie it a lot in tournaments. I mean, I use Palomar knots almost exclusively, even for jerk baits and crankbaits. I use a Palomar and I use a double uni knot both. But I don't care if it's a clinch knot or a more complicated knot or the Palomar. Just get good at tying one knot and tie it over and over and over again, so to where you can tie it with your eyes closed. I mean, you really need to get to that point where you can tie it from muscle memory. And once you get to that point and you retie a lot, that's going to really help you out as far as not breaking off, not losing fish at those key moments. So anyway, guys, I'll put the link in the description to all those videos there. Thanks for tuning in. We'll talk later.